Welcome to BSc Statistics students. This is what in this lesson we do one of the problem in dual simplex procedure. So which means that here is the problem of solve the following LPP by using dual simplex procedure. By using dual simplex procedure we have to solve this problem. So I start the problem. This is what the minimization, the objective function, and constraints. Here are two constraints are given greater than or equal to constraints, and x1, x2, x3 greater than or equal to 0. Right. Now what we have to do is in step 1, step 2 are in the dual simplex procedure are standard form. What is the standard form? Maximization objective function and constraints must be less than or equal to. Here both are not here. You see here it is minimization, constraints are greater than or equal to. So both you have to change in step 1 and step 2, which is called standard form of linear programming problem. So that is what I write, standard form of LPP here for dual simplex procedure. This is what only for the dual simplex procedure. You convert minimization function, so hence you have to convert in terms of the maximization, that is minimize z is equal to minus maximum of minus z as usual procedure of the simplex procedure is equal to minus of maximum of minus z is minus 2x1 minus 3x3, there are no x2, right? So therefore the problem is maximize minus z is equal to minus 2x1 minus 3x3. This is what the problem, maximize minus z is equal to minus 2x1 minus 3x. This is maximizing objective function we have to do. And constraints are greater than or equal to, so you multiply with minus sign, minus 1, and then you will get the constraints will be changed. If you multiply with minus, then what you will get, it is minus 2x1 first constraint, minus of minus plus x2 plus x3, it is greater than or equal to, hence it is less than or equal to minus 3. And second constraint x1 minus x2 plus x3, again you multiply greater than or equal to constraint, therefore multiply it, minus x1 plus x2 minus x3, which is less than or equal to minus 2. This is what the standard form. What is the standard form of the this particular linear programming problem? It is nothing but standard form, that is for dual simplex procedure. This is what the standard form. Now you have to solve this particular LPP by using dual simplex procedure. Now you have to less than or equal to constraints, introduce slack variables, that is minus 2x1 plus x2 plus x3, which is equivalent to be which plus x4, introduce a slack variable x4 is equivalent to be minus 3, and minus x1 plus x2 minus x3, now plus x5, and one more variable, slack variable, it is introduced here, is equivalent to be minus 2. This is what the next step, introduction of the slack variables and converting given inequations less than or equal to inequations of the constraints into equations of the constraints. And thereafter modified objective function z is equivalent to be modified objective function maximize, not z here, minus z. That is what the change here because of minus z, maximize minus z. This is what the function for which minus 2x1 minus 3x3, there is no x2, and plus 0 into x4 plus 0 into x5. So x2 is also not there, you can write 0 into x2, 0 into x2. So therefore plus 0 into x2. This is what the modified objective function you have. So therefore what you have to consider, you write the cos, go to the simplex table, and initial basic feasible solution, of course, initial basic feasible solution which all there here, that you can go and observe, it is minus 3 and minus 2, the initial basic feasible solution, that is xb is equal to, it is initial basic feasible solution which the vectors here x4 and x5 readily available, minus 3 and minus 2. Don't compare with the simplex table, simplex procedure, simplex procedure. The simplex procedure, in the simplex procedure x will not be negative. Xi greater than or equal to 0 here, 0 there, and it is followed in every simplex table. But whereas here, you see, observe here minus 3 and minus 2. These are the two particular values which are negative. So therefore, don't compare with the simplex procedure. This is just some kind of reverse procedure, some particular reverse procedure, right? So now come to the simplex table 1 and don't consider why initial basic feasible solution you have a negative values. Adokkate you please go and see, right? Thereafter, you come and form the simplex table, dual simplex table 1 I have formulated here, and the Cj values, and I write all the values. Xb first of all, minus 3, minus 2, the initial basic feasible solution, whatever the solution obtained here we have considered here, and y1, y2, y3, y4, y5. So here it is y1, y2, y3, y4, y5. So therefore, minus 2, minus 1, 1, 1, and 1, minus 1, and 1, 0, 0, 1. These are what the values here in XB, y1, y2, y3, y4, y5, in the matrix, coefficient matrix of X, which is formed here. And Cj, and Cj cost here minus 2, 0, minus 3, 0, 0. And now come and observe what is YB. Write the YB here, Y4, Y5. Y4 is 1, 0, Y5 is 0, 1. No changes. Simplex, you please follow the simplex procedure for this. Y4 cost is 0, Y5 cost is 0. So therefore, minus Z, it is not plus Z, it is minus Z. Because of maximizing minus Z, that's what we are doing here. So therefore, minus Z is equal to 0 into minus 3, 0 into minus, so it's 0. And Zj minus Cj net evaluations we are calculating now, and which is nothing but now it is both are zeros, therefore 0 minus of minus plus 2, so it is plus 2, it is 0, it is plus 3, minus of minus 3, 0, 0, 0 plus 0, 0, minus 3, minus of minus 3, plus 3, 0, it is 0, it is 0. So therefore, this is what the net evaluations Zj minus Cj. Okay. Now you apply this dual simplex procedure. So which means now you have to go for step, what I remember, step 5. After step 4, initial solution and forming the simplex table, and then we have to go for step 5, which means observe the sign of xbi, that is here, and observe the sign of Zj minus Cj. So these are the two particular things you have to do. Here you see here, if xbi, if you have all xbi greater than or equal to 0, then we have to apply the simplex procedure. If at least one xbi is negative, less than 0, then you have to go and consider the formula and go to next step, and we have to consider the formula of the minimum of xbi is less than 0, that is we have to consider. Okay, and then the observe the sign, coming to the observation of sign of Zj minus Cj. If all Zj minus Cj greater than or equal to 0, then go to next step. That is we have to consider some Zr minus Cr divided by Ykr is equal to maximum of Zj minus Cj divided by Ykj less than 0, like the formula. Otherwise, that is, for example, if any of at least one Zj minus Cj is negative, then simply you stop the procedure and write that the method is not applicable. And write that method is not applicable. Simply method is not applicable, you write it. So therefore, now what I am doing here xbi, that is we are going to the next step. Go to next step and calculate the values here. I am calculating the values here, minus 3 and minus 2. So both are, two negatives are there. So therefore, we have to consider the formula which particular vector leaves from the basis, it decides by Cxb. And two particular points I tell you now. First point, by observing xb, we are letting to know, that is we know which vector is going to leave the basis. That is first procedure in the dual simplex procedure. Actually in the simplex procedure it is which vector enters we calculate. Now here which vector leaves we calculate first. First we calculate which vector leaves, that is from the xbi sign, and thereafter you have to calculate, you see the Zj minus Cj and calculate the formula Zj minus Cj by maximum Zj minus Cj by Ykj less than 0. That is what you have to calculate. For this, that procedure decides which vector enters into the basis. Based on that, total element is going to be calculated. So therefore, now what I do here, you see here, you observe this and I calculate the procedure and here of calculating xbk first, and so that we decide the values here. So here's here xbk. So xbk I am calculating. This is the formula of the minimum of xbi by xbi, not xbi, divided by, not ratio, it is xbi is less than 0. Always we remember the simplex procedure, we recollect the simplex procedure, right? So therefore what I am doing here, just I do here minimum of xbi is less than 0. What is minimum? What are the values here in the xbi? The values here -3, -2. So therefore -3, -2. And here in which what is the minimum value? Minimum value is -3 is equal to -3. Minimum value is -3. Corresponding to which particular vector? You see, go back and it is there corresponding to this is what -3 corresponding to y4. So therefore y4 leaves the basis. That is the way you have to consider. You see here -3, -2, minimum is -3 and corresponding to vector y4. Therefore at this value, it is at y4. This value is at y4. Therefore y4 leaves. Therefore y4 leaves from the basis. This is what you have to find out first, right? And then you have to find out the another particular value, zr minus cr divided by ykr is equivalent to be maximum of zj minus cj divided by ykj, where ykj less than 0. You please follow the formula particularly. It is equivalent to be maximum of now you see here, whenever this particular vector decide which was decided, which particular vector is going to be leave from the basis, you see this entire row. Remember in the calculation for next, that is for calculation of zr minus cr divided by ykr, that is zj minus cj divided by ykj, the corresponding to y4, this entire row, you consider this entire row in which this is y4, it is going to leave from the basis. So therefore -2, 1, 1, 1, 0. These are the elements are to be considered, which are ykj. So y4j, that is k is 4, right? Now whatever it is, you consider corresponding to the vector y4, all the elements you consider. Now you see the net evaluations. So from the net evaluations, by using the net evaluations, zj minus cj by ykj, for which ykj must be less than 0, which means from all these elements you consider and calculate, consider the negative elements, that is less than 0, negative elements only, and calculate ratios, that is zj minus cj by ykj only for negative values. How many negative values here? -2, 1, 1, 1, 0. Negative value is only 1, -2. So therefore you consider here zj minus cj. Zj minus cj is going to be calculated in this fashion, 2 divided by -2. If it is another negative is there, 0 by negative, 3 by negative. If you have another negative, then 3 by -1, like that. But here only one negative, therefore 2 divided by, this is zj minus cj, 2 divided by -2. So that is what you have to do here. I am doing here, I am calculating here. You see here, maximize 2 divided by -2. Only one value, therefore it is same value. It is -1. 2 by 2, -1. So corresponding element is -2. That is what required. Corresponding element is -2. Where it is? Here you see in the table. In the table where it is? You observe here. It is in the table -2. It is -2. Therefore this -2 is pivotal element. Put a star mark. This is nothing but pivotal element. Therefore I am writing here the corresponding to this 2 is corresponding to y1. Corresponding to this y1. Therefore I am indicating arrow mark here. Therefore corresponding to the -2 y1 you have. Therefore y1 enters the basis. So I am writing here it is equivalent to be, this is obtained at y1. Therefore -1 is obtained at y1, that is minus this ratio is obtained at y1. Therefore y1 enters enters, and minus 2 is pivotal element. Pivotal element. The remaining procedure is as usual in the simplex procedure, that is convert the pivotal element to unity and remaining all other elements to zeros. That is what the procedure, as usual procedure, right? So this is what we have calculated. We have calculated once again, you see here xbk, minimum of xbi is less than 0 for minimum of minus 3 minus 2, and therefore minus 3 at y4, and y4 leaves from the basis, therefore y4 leaves, and then thereafter you have calculated zr minus cr divided by ykr, which is equivalent to maximum of zj minus cj by ykj, for which ykj must be less than 0. Both are less than 0. You see the formulas. Negative values only we have to consider. Here xbi less than 0, here ykj less than 0. That is element in the denominator, right? Ykj must be less than 0. Negative values ke consider cheyali, positives consider cheyakodu ee ratio. So maximum of 2 divided by minus 2, it is equivalent to be minus 1. Okay, this is the maximum value, only 1, therefore it is minus 1 maximum value corresponding to minus 2. Is corresponding to minus 2, it is nothing but at y1. Therefore y1 enters the basis and minus 2 is the pivotal element. This is what the procedure. Corresponding element is minus 2 is pivotal element, in which now we have to consider, you see here again the table, you have to consider minus r1 and r2 as usual, r1 and r2. Here in r1 we have minus 2 pivotal element, you have to convert this particular element to unity, and minus 1 as 0. So therefore I am writing the operations by taking the next simplex table. What is the next simplex table? So I formulated next simplex table. You see here, this is next dual simplex table 2, that is y3. So y4, y5, r1 dash, r2 dash. Before that, what I write? First of all, what are the changes? Yb, y4 leaves, y1 enters, therefore y1, and y5 as it is. Okay, and this is these are the values you have to calculate. Cost minus 2, 0, minus 3, 0, 0. These are the cost. Therefore y1 cost is minus 2, y5 cost is 0, and what else remaining? All the values you have to calculate by using relevant row operations. Now first one, because of the pivotal element is in r1, therefore r1 dash, first one you have to calculate. So pivotal element is minus 2, therefore r1 divided by minus 2. This is what the operation we have to do. R1 divided by minus 2. What are the elements you will get? Therefore it is minus 3 by 2, that is 3 by 2, 3 by 2, 1, it is minus 1 by 2, minus 1 by 2, and minus 1 by 2, and 0. These are the elements we will have by doing the r1 dash is r1 divided by minus 2. And then r2 dash, the operation is no changes in operations, it is plus r2, and what we have to consider, that is first entered row is r1 dash, therefore you consider r1 dash. What is the element you have to convert as 0? It's minus 1, therefore you multiply with plus 1. So 1 multiplied, that is r1 dash plus r2. You add the rows, you will get it. Add the rows r1 dash and r2. r1 dash is here and r2 in the previous simplex table 1. So therefore if you add those values and what you will get, I am just noting the values, please calculate. Minus 1 by 2, 0, 1 by 2, minus 3 by 2, and minus 1 by 2, and 0 and 1. This is the value 1. So now again you calculate now z and z minus z. This is not z minus z. Again minus z. So the minus z, the values you have to calculate. Minus 2 into 3 by 2. 0 into minus 1 by 2. So minus 2 got cancelled and it is minus 3. Okay, and z value is minus 3. And zj minus cj, net evaluations. cb, yj minus cj. Minus 2 into 1, minus 2, 0, plus 0. Minus of minus 2, plus 2, 0. Basis vector, no need to calculate. Minus 2 into minus 1 by 2. That is 2 will get cancelled and plus 1, plus 0, minus 0, 1. And minus 2 into minus 1 by 2, plus 1, plus 0, minus of minus 3, 1 plus 3, 4. Next, minus 2 into minus 1 by 2, that is plus 1, divided plus 0, minus 0, hence it is 1. And next it is 0 because it is a basis vector of the matrix. Basis vector of the matrix. Right, and then what we have to do? right? So now it is required to calculate remaining calculations. That is, we have to go and check again XBI, and then we have to go again calculate ZM and CJ values. Examine the sign of ZM and CJ. So these are all the calculations we do in the next part. In this part 1, I finished here. I finish here in the part 1. At the end of the simplex table 2, we are here. At the end of the simplex table 2, next we have to enter into the simplex table 3. Okay. We have calculated up to the calculation of we have calculated the net evaluations in the simplex table 2. Okay, in the simplex table 2 we have calculated net evaluations and remaining values and finished the simplex table 2, and now which particular vector is going to be entered, which vector is going to leave from the basis, and the remaining procedure we will discuss in the next class, next part 2. This is in the part 1. I finished the part 1 now. Okay, I continue in the part 2. Thank you very much.